we had another submission from the Gobinator, who actually asked, "What is each of our favorite movies?"
I can do that pretty quickly.
Favorite movie. What's your favorite movie? I believe he put that in the
Actually, I don't know if I can do that.
suggestions.
Really
Well, I mean,
I don't know, man.
Goodfellas. It's my favorite movie.
I don't.
I could watch that. At one point, I think it was like the summer of '95. I probably watched Goodfellas 2 or 3 times a week.
Really?
And I never got tired.
I think I like Casino more than I like Goodfellas.
I enjoy watching Casino more, but Goodfellas is a better movie.
I can dig it.
mine is Glory.
You would say a slave
It's the
movie.
whole point about
Because
biscuits.
no, it's not about it's not about the
Biscuits and
biscuits
shoes. You just love that part, don't you?
But I did a report on Colonel Shaw when I was in 9th grade or something, and
Interesting.
I had to watch the movie, and I was like, "Yo, this movie is dope." Morgan Freeman snapped, Denzel snapped, young Denzel snapped. It's a dope movie, man. So I rock with Glory.
I can dig it. I'll say one of my favorite, speaking of Morgan Freeman, is Shawshank Redemption.
That's a good movie.
Really
That's a good movie.
That's
and
one
the
of those.
ending of it is fire.
True.
That's one of those movies that where you realize people are like, why didn't it win more awards? It's because it came out the same year as like Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
And Forrest Gump ran things.
That's a
that
fire
year.
movie, too. I ain't going to lie.
It is. But like when I think I like Shawshank Redemption.
Shawshank Redemption actually didn't do good in the box office.
No, it didn't. It's one of those.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it actually, it came out and they had to do it again. So it's like it released, it didn't do good. And like some months down the line, they pretty much like reintroduced it into movie theaters again just to try to get some more eyes on it. But I mean, like you said, it's one of those movies that was overshadowed by Forrest Gump. I mean, Forrest Gump came out in a time when Tom Hanks was like probably the number one dude out there.
Tom Hankson.
Because it was like Philadelphia, and then he did Forrest Gump, and I think he did like Apollo 13. Like he was on a run.
Yeah, he was definitely on a run.
But you know,
And he did where he was by himself with Wilson.
Castaway.
Well, that was a little bit later, but yeah, he was.
Yeah.
But that late
During that
90s
era, though.
But
I love that movie.
But the crazy thing is about, and this really doesn't have the opportunity to happen today, because of streaming and because nobody actually buys physical media anymore. And what cable is now doesn't mean the same as it did, you know, when we were kids. Like a movie like The 5 Heartbeats, which was a complete bomb at the movie theater.
Never understood that.
Oh, I completely understood that.
Yeah.
What?
You know, it was a movie.
When it came out, you got to understand.
You got to understand, here's a movie that has, there's no hip hop in it. The biggest star in it is
Robert Townsend.
yeah. You know,
And his most of his fame at that
let's take
time
that back.
was
Diane
from
Carroll,
HBO.
but-
yeah.
Diane
But she
Carroll.
wasn't the main character.
she-
If
yeah.
you seen the previews, you might not even know she was in it.
Exactly.
So is that your movie?
It's one of my favorites.
That's
it's
a favorite for me,
but,
too.
you know, it's about the fact that, like, now, you know, a movie like that can do so well on videotape and then be a favorite on cable that it can turn a profit.
That's a movie I watch every single time it comes on.
But
It's
now
5
the way
Heartbeats.
movies are set up, and this is why the foreign box office, and this is why, you know, a lot of times these studios have to kiss China's ass so much, is because, you know, you might be able to make double what you made from the movie on cassette rentals and selling the cassette at Best Buy. You know, even if you didn't have a great theatrical run, it might have been a word of mouth movie. Now, if there's no physical media being sold, now that what they give you for streaming is pennies on the dollar compared to what it is when they had broadcast cable, if these movies don't do well at the movie theater, then they're like, I saw this thing where like it was the Rock movie, Black Adam.
Yeah.
And I saw it made something like $378 million, and they're like, it's a flop. Because they took,
Because how much money they had to pay to produce it.
you know,
I can only imagine what the
money to
budget
pay
was.
the producer. Because then you look at it, it's like, oh, it cost like $170 million to make. And I was like, well, what are you talking about? Well, then it costs whatever it costs for you to make the movie. It costs another $100 million to market it. And then there has to be a certain amount of money that you see from this level of residuals. These superhero movies need to make like $600 million to turn a profit. So now there's a downturn in like what these movies are making, and that's why there's this shakeup at Warner Brothers and at Marvel.
So my question to you is, what does that got to do with your favorite movie?
It has.
That was
a
rabbit hole.
No, it has to do.
You
with
went,
the fact
you went from
that, like your favorite
all the way down.
Where, like,
all the way down. There.
You can have. There are movies that have done well and become people's favorite movies that were bombs at the movie theater, and from our era, they can go on to be cult classics and turn a profit. Now there's really no chance for movies to do that.
You crawled out of there a little
I feel like
bit.
they'll just like go direct to streaming though.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and then
I'll give you a direct to streaming movie that, in my opinion, was fire. Was Grandma's Boy. A lot of people probably still ain't seen that movie, but it was hilarious to me.
It was funny.
One of my favorite movies, though, I don't know how it did in the box office. Fight Club.
Fight Club is amazing.
Yeah, Fight Club. But
I don't know if I have one movie.
Well, everybody's not going to have. You can't.
I got
think
various because it can actually
You
depend.
don't have to.
I've got like 5.
We can
That's cool.
do straight to TV movies, and I'd probably say the Jacksons.
Well, I'm just like my 5 favorite movies are. It's easy. Groundhog Day.
Oh, that's a favorite movie too.
Fight Club was one of them. Office Space is up there just for what it is.
I just watched that 2 weeks ago.
Really. I've watched it a bazillion times.
2 left.
Yeah, probably Ghostbusters 1 just for nostalgia, but it's probably not necessarily my favorite movie.
2's better.
But it's not.
no, it's not.
Definitely better.
It's
I'm
not.
not going to do this. I'm not going to do this.
You're
I'm not going to do this.
No.
I'm not going to do it. Go ahead.
A movie. I think the criteria would be like based upon how often can I like rewatch it.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
And every single one of these movies is something that came out in like the 90s or something because of like the time period, right? So like 7. I can watch 7. I think that's a great movie. And
That is a good movie though.
so, but you know, Shawshank
Bone Collector is
really
a
good.
fire movie.
It's good, but it's not quite Fight Club or 7.
Nah, it's not.
But it's good.
But it's up there.
I initially slept on Bone Collector, but that is a very good movie.
Is there
That
a movie
very
you
good
guys like and you
I
can
would
say
do
it's-
Groundhog Day would be my number one. Though.
Groundhog Day is definitely one of my favorite movies.
I can
of
watch
all time.
that. I watch that at least once or twice a year.
and you can say like it's a movie that you thoroughly enjoy, but it's not a great film.
Norbit
That's in your like top 5 or 10 movies of all time.
of all time. I don't know. It's not a great movie, but I enjoy it.
Wait, say that question again.
What's the great movie?
What's a movie that
That's
you
not
like? It's
great.
not really a great movie. Where like if you said,
But
got
I
some
enjoy
critics-
it.
Yeah, but,
Yeah.
but something that you thoroughly enjoy and have probably watched 100 times.
Grumpy Old Men.
Mo Better Blues.
That's a great movie though.
That is a great movie.
Is that? I thought it was cool. I mean, I love it, but I've heard people say it's okay. It's okay.
The Malcolm X biography is a great movie. Just in general, not to your criteria.
Like we talked about how Schindler's List and 12 Years a Slave. They're great movies, but
I just don't want to revisit it.
Till is the same way. Like I watched that once, and I'm like,
I can't even watch that movie.
I'm cool.
I can't even watch it.
I can't do recreational trauma.
Yeah,
I can't
I watched
do it
it. I
because
watched it one time.
It just came out, and I know that they probably did the makeup and stuff crazy. I don't even want to see that.
I mean,
I don't want to see
I'm
it.
cool.
That's a really good question, Jay.
Yeah,
I have to think about it.
No, I have mine. I know I watch it every year on my birthday and several times in between that is the original Transformers the movie. It is
nice.
It is not a good film. It is a toy commercial and not even a good one. But I love it.
I'm gonna double back on it and say it is a good film because as a kid, that movie was one of the first movies that invoked emotion, and it was the first time I heard a cartoon cuss. So those are my memories behind Transformers, and it was one of my favorite cartoons. So I still think it's probably a great movie.
I can admit, as much as I love that film, I can point out the story beats that are wrong. I can pick out the things that make no sense. But from a nostalgia
But that's the purest in you, though.
But that's just the thing. Like
I got one for
I
you.
know it's not a good movie, but I love it.
I got one for you. Remember the Masters of the Universe movie?
I watched that. It's on HBO Max.
That movie is trash, but I guarantee you will still watch it.
I don't know.
Guarantee you.
No, there's a part where you can tell this is where they ran out of money.
Yeah, there's like this weird Orko dude. It wasn't Orko though.
Wildor.
Wildor.
Like I said, I just watched it.